Is it True Confessions of a Entrepreneur? Am I in entrepreneurial burnout? Do I care if I am? Not entirely sure either way. So, this is one of those videos I'm just going to put out there into the void for anybody who's watching. It could be that nobody watches, and I'm okay with it either way. Here's what I have realized about myself. Over the last probably 5 to 7 years, in my agency, I really caught that entrepreneurial bug where I'm like, I'm gonna build an empire, right? Because I had my agency. I've had Formula Done agency for a little over 15 years, 17 years, something like that. And when I first started off, I worked just with small businesses, like local small businesses. Um, and I started off in just design and things like that. But then after working with people, it's the question of, well, what's my ROI from all my marketing, right? And so I got heavily involved in CRM solutions and data and tracking and all these things because I wanted to be able to show everything that I'm doing marketing wise, design wise. I don't care if it's at a trade show, if it's ads, um, if it's print materials, if it's like website, if it's a sales funnel, whatever it is that we're building, like, is it actually working? Because everything that we do is ultimately to add to the bottom line, right? So I got very involved early on in my business in like working to build a sales and marketing systems for companies, depending on how they were selling, what they were selling, and who they were selling to. And that was actually like I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun being able to just dig right into people's businesses, find what the problem is, create a solution, build it, track it, optimize it, and away they go, right? So it was this kind of constant sort of turnover with customers, things like that. And for the first 12 years or so of my business, completely built on referral basis. My email list after at least 10 years, 12 years was like 200 people. That's it. Because I was not doing, all the marketing activities and things like that. It was just, I didn't want to work with a whole bunch of people. And then I got bit with this, like, let's build an empire because my agency, I never was able to scale it past like a $500,000 agency. And that was in order to keep the right talent because we're doing so many things, right? We can build websites, we can do CRM work, we can build like Infusionsoft campaigns, we can build sales funnels, we can write all the copy, we can do all the automated stuff, we can run ads, everything that kind of comes marketing wise, right? But in order to do that effectively and with more like for more customers, I had to keep hiring highly trained and skilled staff. And then there's the coordination of getting people to work together. And then there's the project management of making sure that tasks are put in and done the way that they're supposed to. And, all the stuff that happens as you kind of scaling. So I never really got past that $500,000 mark. And I was like, okay, in order to really scale this and like build this $1 million, multi-million-dollar empire is, I have to niche down. And so it was niche down your audience, niche down your services and all these things and figure out a way to productize what it is that we're doing. So basically over the last 5-7 years, what I was working on is how do I productize my services into a way that it is scalable. So as many of you know, where I landed was on lead generation. And I focused on the traffic trifecta method, which combines organic social with SEO tactics and paid ads. And so working all of those strategies together, we did a lot of content repurposing. We did a lot of like developing content, repurposing, creating social stuff, all that content SEO optimized. And then we turn that into ads and use that to do lead gen, right? It works. The process works. And what I moved into this world of like selling online and all these things, right? And in order to focus and narrow down our niche, I focused specifically just on working with coaches because I like these people. Like I feel drawn to these people. And what I found is that with the niche down services, in order to be able to scale, We had to lower the price point because we weren't doing as much anyway, right? Which totally makes sense. And it also means that I have to sell a whole lot more in order to still keep that same overhead, right? And in order to sell a whole lot more, to build this scaling multi-million dollar empire, then I have to do the monkey song and dance, like, I'm out there doing getting JVs booked, booking speaking gigs, showing up on stages, going to events, creating the low end offers, all these things. And what I found myself doing is more of the hustle, the like dancing monkey thing. I don't know. And what I found myself doing less of is actually working on building people's businesses, and so for the customers that we got in through leads and through doing these things, it's like I found myself returning back to old patterns and going, well, part of the reason, like, I'm bringing in some right leads and stuff, but part of the reason this isn't working is because you don't have a follow-up system. Like, your sales system is crap. There's nothing there, right? So then I'm like, okay, I'll just go fix it in your CRM. Okay, I'll just go change this. Okay, you really need to set this up and have, people are like, well, I have these leads, but they're not booking anything. I'm like, are you calling them? Like, what's the sales process, right? So I'm back to doing like sales coaching. I'm back to working and the back end systems to help set up these systems and stuff, because just doing lead gen is great, but it only works if you have a way of converting those leads. And so what I have found more and more is that whether it's just my patterns, my integrity, because I'm good at it, because I like to do it, is that I'm getting back into like, okay, how do I dig into the back end of your business and not just bring you leads and develop marketing content, but how are these people actually converting into sales? And so I'm digging back in to the level, more towards the level that I used to work with companies. And I enjoy doing that. Not charging enough to be able to do that, right? And in order to get the right people coming in, then I have to be spending more of my time doing the booking, and I'm doing the discovery calls right now. So that's my own fault. I know, part of my own sales process, but like, just spending all the time doing more of the marketing, the content creation, the marketing activities, the booking, the sales calls, the JV meetings, all those things. And I'm doing less time actually doing the thing that I love to do. And I've been doing this. I've been working in this industry for almost 30 years. And I've been running my agency here for what did I just say? 15, 17 years, something like that. And here's where I'm at. I'm showing up to these events, these virtual events or in-person events or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want to do, you're just one funnel away. Like, I have to build this. I just have to create this low end thing. I just have to do this. And I just have to book more meetings or more, what am I trying to say? Speaking from stage, which I don't mind doing, but it's the activity of getting all the things booked and all of that. And it's the hustle, right? I'm just like, meh, I'm kind of like over it. So is it easy for me to say, is it entrepreneurial burnout? And if it is, do I care? Because I just, look at it, I'm like, God, I just don't want to do that anymore. I don't. I never did until I decided I wanted to build an empire. And guess what? After, fast forward through the years, COVID, all the problems there, problems spending too much time working, problems in my marriage, filing for divorce, unfiling for divorce, thank God. But after like, it's just because I'm older. Who knows? Maybe this is my own midlife crisis / burnout. But I'm at the place where I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do the hustle anymore. And I don't need this multi-million dollar agency empire thing, right? What I need is just this like $500,000 agency, because what I really need is just a certain amount of money to be able to afford the lifestyle that I want, to be able to spend time doing crafts and spend time with my family and um, do things with my friends and not have to worry about, oh, I can't because I got to get, this thing booked, or I got to work all these hours or whatever. And I'm just like, eh. So I am turning back to my model where I'm just working with a few companies very closely, very tightly, because I know I'm good at it. I mean, there's companies that I'm working with that I'm like, your entire sales process is broken and I know how to fix it. So it's a lot of fun, but in order to be able to do that, I just have to dig right in, right? This is not a low end thing. So I have decided to switch my model back to my roots, and just really focus on that sort of that referral basis and just kind of working with a few small companies. It's not really an empire. It's not really even like I mean, it's a full stack agency. But I'm really not trying to scale this giant thing. Like all I want to do is just have a few companies that we're working with. And for me, it makes me a whole lot less stressed, a whole lot happier. And um, I think it's just going to make life a whole lot easier. Right. So I don't know. I don't know if it's burnout. I don't know that I really care. All I know is that, you know, I'm able to do some of the things that I like doing. And so I'm making this shift back to what I used to do, back to what I've known and done for nearly 30 years. And I learned a lot from the online space and from like how do we effectively do lead generation? How do we use the traffic trifecta? But really like incorporating that into a business where it's like this is how I change your business. And I would rather work in that capacity, helping somebody else to build and scale their business, than to work in that capacity, plus all of the other things that it takes to run my own agency, right? I love leadership. I love bringing people on. I love helping to make them stronger people and better employees. And I love finding patterns and building systems and create something that's repeatable and fix processes. And man, that's what I'm good at. And I'm just like, fuck the rest. I'm not going to worry about should do this. Is this a failure? Is this whatever? Like, this is all I need to be happy. So there you go. That is my, I don't know, my new manifesto, my midlife crisis, my entrepreneurial burnout. Who knows what it is, but that is where I'm at. That is what I'm going to follow for now. And so I'm just putting all this out there into the universe and we shall see what happens. Hopefully, more updates coming soon.